Welcome to the Star Podcast.
Whoa. Star Podcast.
Welcome to the Star Podcast, hosted by Natt. Each week, we share tips and stories from safety, trucking, and recruitment, and everything in between. Listen now.
Welcome back to another episode of the Star Podcast. Today I'm excited to be joined by Sue Pelletier, who's the field supervisor with Natt Safety, and she shares her background a little bit into her career and how she's got to where she is now. She also shares some important information about ERT teams, the importance of a third-party rescue team, and it's just really cool talking to Sue. She has such a great passion for what she does, and I think this is definitely a must listen to episode. So listen now.
I just want to welcome Sue Pelletier to the show. I'm very excited to get to sit down and talk to you, Sue.
I'm very excited to speak with you, Leslie.
So I was just hoping that we could start off by getting you to share a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I had a friend of mine that was teaching heavy equipment training at the Natt Safety School here in Lively. And Natt Safety was getting into Confined Space at the time. So they were looking to recruit people that had any paramedic background experience, any first responder experience, or volunteer firefighter experience. So my friend, the trainer, knew that I was looking at changing careers, and he thought that this would be a great opportunity for me to change careers. So I applied for the position, got the interview, and got hired on.
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I started off as a rescuer, and then I worked my way up to confined space attendant, shutdown coordinator, entry supervisor, and now I'm a safety specialist. And I'm in the process of studying for my NCSO officer exam.
Oh, wow. So you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
What exactly is your job position, and can you share a little bit about what you do day to day?
Sure. So basically, I was hired on as a field supervisor with management, but I think my role is more like a safety specialist. The reason I'm saying that, Leslie, is, of course, priority is safety. So, of course, my day-to-day job is always to ensure that our people that go out in the field are fit for work, have the proper PPE, understand, make sure they have all the equipment, make sure that the vehicles are fit for duty. I also audit our teams in the field. So basically I go out and audit our teams, mentor them, make sure that they understand their roles and responsibilities and support them in the field. I also assist the training side of the company also. I also help with rescue training, confined space entry and awareness training, attendant training, and I also assist with the sales side also, assisting them with site visits, writing up rescue plans, and doing quotations, and also doing risk assessments and writing up confined space programs for different contractors.
Oh, so your days are jam-packed.
Yeah, and it's never the same thing. There's always something different every day.
Yeah, do you like that about it, like the variety?
Yes, I really do. I love wearing all those hats. It keeps me busy, and it's very rewarding.
Well, I mean, your role at the company is so important because obviously safety is the most important. We want to make sure that everyone going to work comes home safely. So thank you for doing that for so many different people. So can you share a little bit of insights into the confined space? I know you mentioned it a little bit, but just why it's so important, why rescue plans and having rescue teams and properly trained people. Can you just share why that's so important?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know a lot about confined spaces, but confined spaces are very important for workplace safety because they pose unique and often severe hazards. And some of those hazards are asphyxiation, toxic exposure, and engulfment. So you require specific training and procedures to mitigate the risks and prevent accidents. Confined spaces are important because they potentially have a high-risk environment. So, for example, tanks, storage bins, and manholes are not designed for continuous human occupancy, and have limited entry and exit, so therefore making them very dangerous. Training is very important because when you take the training in confined space entry and awareness is very important because it helps you identify potential hazards in confined spaces, like asphyxiation, toxic atmosphere, engulfment, fire and explosion, just to mention a few. Also, having the proper training and the procedures in place. That's another reason why confined spaces are so important. You need to have a confined space entry permit. A lot of confined spaces require entry permits, and these permits are designed to protect the workers prior to entering the space, because most times part of a confined space entry permit, a hazard assessment has to be done. This is what identifies any hazards or any potential risks that may occur during the work in a confined space. Atmospheric monitoring is also something that has to be done on a regular basis, to detect hazardous conditions such as oxygen deficiency or toxic gases, ventilation, rescue procedures. Again, clear rescue procedures must be in place. This is where your rescue team comes into play. They get the proper training and the equipment and how to use it. And we do mock rescues to test these rescue plans. It's very important. So there's a lot involved, and communication is a big thing to maintain communication between workers and the rescue team. And also at a legislative level, Leslie, it's imperative. The Occupational Health and Safety Administration requires that employers must implement safety procedures for confined space work. This is why confined spaces are so important. And unfortunately, often a lot of companies will take shortcuts and skip a lot of these steps into making a confined space safe.
Do you find is it a monetary thing that people, or they just don't see the importance, or why?
Unfortunately, safety is always a dollar thing. So what they'll do is they'll sacrifice safety for production. So if there's a way that they can save money, they'll find a way. But unfortunately, that can cause issues down the road. That's why safety coordinators and safety specialists are very important to be in the field, to be able to catch these things and to be able to assist and to troubleshoot and to be problem solvers. That's another reason why I love my job, because I have the opportunity to problem solve, put some solutions in place, protect the workers, implement procedures.
Absolutely. So if a company is not exactly sure if their safety is up to standards, what would be the first step for a company if they wanted to maybe reach out and speak to you? Would it be a site assessment? Would it be like a plan or like an audit, or what's that first step?
So the first step based on the Green Book, so if you're going to be into confined spaces, so the first thing they'll have to do is they have to have a confined space plan. They have to have a program in place. And if they don't have a program in place, again, that's another example. They could reach out to a company like us, like Natt Safety. We do consulting for that. For example, I did a program. So I wrote a confined space program for them because they didn't have one in place. So reaching out to specialists who can assist with that would be probably the first step, to make sure that you do have a plan in place.
Right.
And then once then you would just follow the steps. Then you would get into a site assessment, and then you would have to identify the hazards and work your way that way. Yeah.
Okay. So you can do everything from getting a company started with that first initial step to anything along the way, whether they're looking to maybe like up level their safety or they have a new site or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I specialize in.
I don't know anything about your world, so I find it really interesting.
Well, I appreciate that. I find my world interesting too. It's never a dull moment. You just have to have your head on a swivel.
Absolutely. Even just attending some of the training that I saw you in, this was years ago, but I saw you in first aid training. I've seen you in rope rescue or rope access training, and I saw you in that, and you're just hanging off the side of the simulator. Looks so comfortable doing it.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
I'm very passionate about what I do.
Yeah,
I
and
really
you can
enjoy
see that.
it.
What did you do before you came to Natt Safety?
Believe it or not, Leslie, I was a retail manager for a Giant Tiger. Worked for a Giant Tiger for 23 years. I owned my own gym. I was certified personal trainer, so I used to do the personal training. I was also a volunteer firefighter. So I was doing all that at the same time.
But I bet, I know retail is, I guess, far away from the confined space world, but it probably taught you a lot, though, about managing a team, organizing situations, and all that kind of stuff. So I think every step every step, I think, leads you and gives you certain skills that help you with your next positions. Why do you enjoy what you do?
Well, actually, I enjoy what I do because I know that my work directly impacts the health and well-being of others, preventing accidents and injuries in the field. Also, for me, I love the problem solving, often, as you know, as a safety coordinator or specialist, often we are tasked to be problem solvers, to be able to identify and address potential hazards and to come up with solutions on how to make it safer for everyone. And also just the ability to ensure that others go home safe at the end of their shift is quite rewarding for me, knowing that my job was able to ensure workers to go home safe to their families and to work another day.
Have you ever seen a situation you developed a rescue plan or you developed a situation and had that not been in place, there would have been an accident? Or have you seen reversed where there was an accident or an incident and had they had something in place, it could have been prevented? Have you ever seen situations like that?
Mock rescues. So when we write rescue plans, sometimes my rescue plan, we would test it and sometimes we'd have to tweak it because what I've recommended didn't work right off the bat. So we'd have to retweak it and then practice until we got it perfect.
So can you share a little bit about why using Natt Safety as your rescue team would be beneficial?
What's nice is we're dedicated specifically to that confined space. The rescue equipment is on site, readily available, inspected, set up, and tested. And we are there at the confined space during the entire work is being done. Our response time is we're there. We're ready to go. And that's all we do, Leslie. That's our job, 24 hours a day. We don't do other trades. When we're there for rescue, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You're focused. We don't do other jobs.
So if someone's listening to this and they have a question maybe about their specific company or a site, or maybe they're a worker and they have a question, what's the best way for someone to reach you, to contact you?
Actually, all they have to do is go to our website, go to our Natt website by email or by my cell phone or in person. Often I meet a lot of these people out in the field doing my audits.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, this was really good, really informative. I loved being able to sit down and ask you a few questions and learn a little bit more about you. So it was awesome talking to you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Leslie, for taking the time.
It's very cool what you do. So,
well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. Have a good
Thanks,
rest of your
Leslie.
day.
You too. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yes, you too. Bye.
Star Podcast.
Whoa. Star Podcast.